Hello everybody, Skyrain here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, in this one we're going to cover as a free-to-play low spender. How, because I've seen questions about this in the past in the comments recently, and about Crests and Reforge stones. So we're going to go over that in this particular video. How, I got 19 now, I'll show you why in a bit. How about going about getting legendary crests so quickly as a free-to-play, and the Reforge stones, because there was a question about that too. Here's the Reforge stones. I got a couple stacks in here. I barely use these anymore, so I've acquired these over time. So that's the only reason I have so many. And then the Purification stones even. I got about just over 2,000. So these ones I use a little bit more frequently on my legendary gear. But first, so I don't forget, if you're in a clan and you have the Accursed Towers, I'm going to show this right now in the video. The Accursed Towers, I've already sent my familiars on missions enough to run the tower for myself. You can run it in there. Of course, a lot of people still prefer to do that for trying to go for runes and going in parties for party gems as well. Accursed Towers are still a good place to go for such things. But let's go ahead and go to the battle map. With the clan, we are in an alliance, so we have 3 towers, and these will obviously acquire XP and such over time that you will collect. On this one, I did it recently, so that's why there wasn't that much. This one here is ready to go because I sent my familiars on task a couple times already. So this has a chance of providing legendary crests in them. So let's see what we get. I get Purification shards. Okay, well, I got 1 Purification shard. Okay, let's have that reset. Because here we go. It shows right here. Contribution points can be used to open a contribution chest for the following possible rewards. And yeah, here's what the list is. You can get a demonic remain, which is what I got in that one. I got a Purification shard, singular, and you have a chance of getting these. And sometimes you will get rare crests instead, so that is also a possibility. So that's just a possible happening, which is why I tend to get... they don't always happen. For a while there, it was guaranteed on certain towers that you would get one, like at least one, and then for out of the 3 chests, and then that was it. But then sometimes you don't get any at all, and I had that happen for a little while, and I'm like, what's going on here? So it is still random. Random is random is random is random. But yeah, that is one means right there. I didn't want to forget about that, so that's why I was sitting here. All right, moving on. All right, now, as you can see, the next big one here. Let's talk about the Hilts Trader.
Yes. Your
Hilts Trader, legendary crest, 1 a month. So that's a very slow drip, but still, nonetheless, 1 a month for 1,600 Hilts. Okay? And now, since I am also in the Immortals, we get 1 of these every week if we so choose with 1,600 Hilts, as long as we have the Hilts for them. So that's the way to go about doing that and acquiring them fairly quickly. Okay.
Nothing of interest.
Now, how do you get the Hilts? Of course, mostly from your battle pass. Everything synergizes in this game, so everything ties together very, very well. Just by playing the game, you'll acquire all this stuff. But as you can see here, depending on which battle pass you choose, there's only a couple. You can get a couple extra legendary crests in the Empowered if you want to go about that, but you have a choice, either a Telluric Pearl or the legendary crest. Now, with the complete free-to-play option, which is what I go with, I think there's only 1 legendary crest in this entire thing. However, along the way, you'll be accumulating your... This is where you're getting most of your Hilts, is from your battle pass. And then the other way to get more Hilts is from faction vaulting with either Shadows or Immortals. Okay, that's how you get more Hilts that way too. Alright, so that's where you get your Hilts currency for the most part. And also on the Sunday Rite of Exile, if you... Any of the predictions, whenever you go in there, not this one. Immortal, let's see, right here, predictions. Alright, so then that's how you can get some extra Hilts by the end. If you guess correctly, and if you don't, they still give you some, just not the maximum amount, obviously. So there's that, okay? So then also, let's see, what did I get? I got, oh, and if you're in the Immortals as well, the very first Keon's task of the week, you will get a legendary crest that way as well. So that's how I got one. And I got one, let's see, I got one from the Hilt Trader. I got one from Keon's. And I also got one from this Crest merchant, aptly named. And the shop here, I picked up this one for 1600 platinum because, you know, I'm going to continue to push this event like I said I was going to, at least to get to the 3,000 point marker for the current Gem Surge event. While this banner is still going on, so I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. I now have 19. How did I get 19 though? So I got one from the Hilt Trader, one from the Crest Merchant, one from Keon's at the reset of this week. So there's 3. Well, where did I get the other, you know? Well, I already had 6 from last week up to the start of this week. So I got 9. Now, how did I get the additional 10? Well, that is from the end of Battleground season. Battleground rank of Legend. They added this, not the past couple seasons, so it's glorious. We get as long as you reach Legend rank, you get a legendary stack of 10. Okay, so it would be in your best interest, even if you don't like PvP. Again, as a free-to-play, look, the matchmaking is always going to be what it is. The imbalancing is always going to be what it is. It's just this kind of push-pull thing all the time. It's never going to change. We just have to, you know, honestly, at this point, we all, including myself, we all need to, you know, accept the fact that it's never going to be good. It's never going to be great. It's just going to be a complete mess. We just go in there and just, you know, have at it and get in, get out. Mostly for your 3 for the day, because that will give you the most experience, and you'll benefit the most for that anyway. So you can do it slowly. You can do it slowly, 3 a day, and then that's it. You get the most rewards from doing the 3, and then after that, you still get a substantial amount of experience and rewards, mind you, I've noticed, but still, those that really don't like to touch it, at least get in there enough. You can make Legend pretty easy. It's not that difficult to do. It's not like this big, you know, big thing. You know, I'm a free-to-play, 100% free-to-play, and I've usually in the top 3 pretty much every season, and it's not that difficult to do. So anyway, but this is what you get for reaching Legend rank. And then you can stop. You can stop. You don't have to go any further. The only reason I went any further is just to stay, you know, in the top of the leaderboards to get, let's see, rank 3 reward. Battleground Season 10 has come to an end. This is what you get for rank 3. Okay, and this is where the Reforge stones come into play more heavily, because as you go up the tiers from bronze, silver, gold, legend, you get some things along the way. Mostly the aspirant keys, but yeah, this is where you can get most of your Reforge stones. By that means, let's see, Battleground rank rewards, rank 3 as well. This is where I got Purification shards, and these are things that I'm a little bit more interested in because I use these more frequently. The charms are laughable, as we all know, and scrap kind of is too, but for newer players, the scrap's a little bit more important. And as a comparison, this is a rank 1 reward from the previous season that I had here. I got a little bit more normal gems, not all that many to, you know, write home about. And the Reforge stones, as you can see, at rank 1, I got 43 Reforge stones instead of 33. So that's an additional 10 Reforge stones. But, I mean, you know, it's whatever. It's close enough. Again, honestly, all you have to do, I just say, get the legend and then stop. That's the same thing I did with the Tower Wars. Somebody at the end pushed really hard this past weekend, which I didn't even notice, but honestly, I didn't really care. This is what you get for reaching Legend in Tower Wars. No crests, but you get, you know, the Reforge stones again and a series of normal gems. 5 of all of them. And let me see, Tower War rank 2. I was at rank 1 for the longest time, but somebody must have pushed at the end. I got to literally just barely over 1,500, I think, on the point score just to break through the legend, and I stopped. I stopped a while ago. I left that in the dust. I was like, that's one less thing to worry about. So I pushed hard early on this and then forgot about it. And then I was like, that's good enough. I don't care. Tower Wars is whatever. But yeah, so that's where you get most of those rewards that way, and your Reforge stones, legendary crests, and things of that nature. And then, of course, the other means, of which, if you may not have seen me do in the previous video, which I followed through on to do my purple Eternal Crest run, the ones that you can sell in the market, you simply go to any gem jeweler in any safe zone.
Hello. How can I help
And you go to gem services, you go to craft, and I don't have enough dust yet, the fading embers, but once you get 320, of course, this is when you craft your purples. And that way, this is a very, very slow drip, but it is still nonetheless the best way to go about doing so. So maximize your fading embers each week, the party dust and the individual dust, and make sure you get that capped out as often as you can and craft these up. So there you go.
Oh, I see.
All right. So hopefully that covers all
Please
the
come again.
ways and means as a free-to-play of how I go about getting the crests and the Reforge stones and the Purification stones, that kind of thing. So if you have any questions still, put them down in the comments down below. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. And as always, stay safe out there, everybody. Take care of yourselves out there in the real world on fire as always. Take things one day at a time. It's all we can do. It's the best we can do. Until next time, see you.